Today we are joined by Elana, a certified integrated medicine practitioner and personal trainer with over 13 years of experience in holistic health. After starting her career in interior design, she followed her passion for fitness, wellness, turning her own health struggles into a powerful mission to help others. She's guided hundreds of clients through hormone balance, gut healing, and whole body transformations, blending nutrition, exercise, and mind-body practices. Elena's story is one of resilience, deep healing, and a commitment to uncovering true wellness, and we're so excited to have her with us today. And today's hot topic is going to be breast implant illness. So let's dive right in.
Amazing.
So before we hop on to this really great topic that I've only recently become super intrigued by, I'd love to talk about how you and I met.
Yeah, I came to, oh, I know why. Because I was looking for a holistic kind of approach to dentistry because I didn't want to use fluoride anymore. And you popped up on Instagram. And then I liked the aesthetics of your clinic. And I'm like, I need to go here. So I called and I'm like, do you guys use like fluoride? And remember, I was the fluoride girl.
Yeah.
I would come in and everyone would be like, that's the one who doesn't like fluoride. Don't talk about fluoride. So that's how we met. And then we realized that we knew somebody in common. And then I was hooked coming back to you for years. And it's been years.
And we were like, literally, we're only born a day apart.
Yeah, we just like,
No way.
we clicked. We really did.
Love
we
that.
still do. Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably like 9 years ago.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I had breast implants when I came to see you. I must have. Yeah, okay.
I love
So
that.
that's our story. And we just clicked and we just started like chatting and then hanging out. And then, the rest is history.
How cool is it that the internet brought you guys together?
Right?
Yeah, no, I love it.
Yeah.
And
Love
it's so funny because it's like, and it's happened to me with like multiple clients that have come in, a very like small handful, but like, I just feel like I've known these people forever. I think maybe in another life, you and I had some type of connection.
For sure. It feels like I've known you my whole life. When I met you, we just connected like just so naturally that it was, I don't know, I just felt like I trusted you. And I don't really trust many people in my mouth. And I've never cheated on you. Well, maybe once I cheated and then I came right back. Remember? That was a really bad experience.
Yeah, and it wasn't like typically me. It was like the dental. It was like the dental treatment portion. It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't the
That's
hygiene.
fine.
It was the dentist. And it wasn't that, I love Christina too. It was just a different, anyways, I will never do that again.
All good.
That's cute.
So today we're opening up on a conversation about breast implant illness. So it's a condition many women say have affected their health after getting breast implants, even when traditional tests say everything looks okay. Now, Elana, tell us about your story.
I am a dog mom and I literally live in, I don't even know how to say that. I pretty much live, eat, and breathe health and wellness, and that's pretty much what I do. And
I
like
love that.
everything that I do just comes back to it. It's really just who I am and my mission in life. Yeah, I'm married and I have a dog and we love to travel. We love beach. It's pretty much it. This is really just who I am. This is it's like my passion in life, my mission.
Yeah. So what brought you to being so health oriented, like health focused?
Breast implant illness. So I started with fitness competition. I was an interior designer and I got into health and fitness, and that really became a passion really quickly. That I did a fitness competition just to get over stage fright, and then people started reaching out to me to train with me, and one client in particular really just changed the whole course of my career. And then more people started coming to me because of her results, and I stopped doing interior design and I started doing this full time. And this just became everything until I got really unwell. And that was because of breast implants. So when I first got them, I knew it wasn't right. It was painful, and I was really young, and I just chalked it up as being like young, partying, like just this is how you're supposed to feel. Years later, I did that fitness competition, and then shortly after that, I think the stress of dieting, working out that hard, really put my toxic load over the edge. And that's where oxidative stress comes into play here, and how your body starts mimicking autoimmune disease. So that's what was happening. So I pretty much stopped everything I was doing and put my heart into figuring out what's wrong with me.
Wow.
And so I went to doctor, and no one had answers. I spent thousands of dollars testing, seeing all these different, the best doctors in the city, doctors in different, like in the States. I would do like Zoom calls with them. I'd be put on like zillions of protocols. And so then I said, screw this. I need to figure out, like a lot of people will find things what's wrong with you, but no one knows how to fix them. So you're put on all these different protocols, supplements, testing, like I did it all, and I still felt unwell. So then I found a group, Breast Implant Illness by Nicole, and then I found thousands of other women going through the same thing. So I started connecting the dots.
So it was essentially your intuition that said, I know that this comes from here, from my chest, and I got to figure this out.
Yeah, I'm really connected with my body now more than ever because of this whole experience. But even back then, I've always been pretty in tune with what's going on inside of me. So I feel like some people really have that and some people need to work on that. So for me, I knew I just didn't want to like admit it. Like no one really wants to take out their breast implants and see what's going to happen. Like it's a gamble. Like you don't know what you're going to look like and you don't know if you're going to need other surgery. And back then I was pretty vain, and I guess. But then when you're not feeling well, it really doesn't matter. Like your health is everything. Right. So it's like I wanted to do anything. I was desperate to feel back to myself. Like when you can't get out of bed in the morning, or when you feel like there's something wrong with you and no one can tell you what it is, it's like you're driven to find answers.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness.
So that being said, today we're going to be opening up a conversation about breast implant illness, and a condition many women say has affected their health after getting breast implants. And even when traditional tests say everything looks just fine. So Elena's going to be sharing her personal journey with BII, from feeling dismissed by doctors to struggling with unexplained symptoms to ultimately deciding to have her implants removed. We'll dive into BII, how it presents, what the medical community says, and what recovery can look like. So if you've ever felt like your concerns were brushed off, this episode is definitely going to connect with you. So jumping into our first little splurge here of questions. So a woman who has had breast implants later experienced unexplained symptoms leading to BII diagnosis and explant surgery. I know I'm just going to say this right now is I'm suffering with BII right now, like 110%.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
And I'm actually getting them removed October 2nd.
Okay.
And I had no idea. I literally had no idea about it until Elana told me about it years ago, because I've always had problems. But yeah, we can jump into that after. But Elana, let's hear about your experience.
So like when I first started experiencing it?
Yes.
So when did you first start experiencing some symptoms, and what was it like trying to get help from the medical community?
So when I got them probably when I was, I don't even know, 19-ish. I had them for 17 years. And my mom doesn't know that I had them. I mean, she knows, but she doesn't know because I never told her. So I would like hide.
I don't know now. No.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I hope she never sees it. She doesn't have social media. So we're good here. But if like one of her friends sees it and passes on, she's going to be like, oh my God. So I would cover when I'd see my mom, and like I would never, like she knew, but she didn't, like I wouldn't admit it to her. So I would have to like cover up and like wear baggy sweatshirts and like
get out.
Yeah, like I didn't want her to know because I was young when I had them. So when I first got them, I lived in my first apartment that was moldy. So I think my immune system was already kind of compromised. And I remember getting them and I never felt well. I was inflamed, beyond inflamed. It just didn't feel right from the beginning. When I moved, things started getting a little bit better. So I just chalked it up as being, oh, I'm better. Like, even though I wasn't 100%, I was like, okay, this is just how I feel. Like, when you're young, you don't know. You're not 100% sure on how you're supposed to feel. Like, I don't know. Like now, if I look back at my 20-year-old self, I'd be like, holy shit, you were really unwell.
Yeah.
But then you're going through the motions. You're going out, you're partying, you're not sleeping properly. So you could just think that that's how you're supposed to feel. Normal. Yeah. So again, immune compromised in terms of living in a moldy place. Then you're putting a foreign object in your body. Didn't work well for me. I moved and I started feeling better, but just not 100%. And then after that fitness competition is when brain fog started coming in, extreme fatigue, hormone chaos, thyroid dysregulation, inflammation. Like I was puffy all the time. I used to walk around with like these big bags under my eyes that were like, looked like tea bags.
Wow.
I was put on a bunch of thyroid medication. I was doing all these protocols. I was doing everything. I just was not well. And one doctor would say it's this, the next doctor would say it's that, and running around. I tried everything. Nothing really made me feel better. Is that the question? That was the question.
And what caused you to say like, okay, I have to dive deeper into this, because I know, because you're telling me the doctors told you one thing, told you another thing, but did you ever bring up the concerns of like, hey, could this be my breast implants?
Yeah, they're like, no, I don't think so. Like, no. And I saw like some of the best doctors, and it wasn't until later doctors were starting to talk about it, because when I started researching, it was kind of more of a thing in the States, not so much here. So the medical field didn't really recognize it. I mean, the FDA has a black box warning on it now, acknowledging Bell, but it's not a thing. Like, there's no test that will tell you you have it. So I was running tests for like, Lyme disease. I was running tests for autoimmune issues because the symptoms overlap. So you kind of want to rule out things, but you can have all those things and breast implant illness, because it can trigger your breast implants to make those things even worse.
Well, it's a foreign object in your body.
Yeah,
right?
and you create a biofilm around the implant, and that can have bacteria, infections, all sorts of things, right? So that just seeps into your body and then causes an autoimmune trigger or symptoms like autoimmune disease. So it's a tough thing. So let me go back for a second. As soon as I found that page and realized that I'm not the only one, I was like, okay, it has to be my breast implants. Like, it has to be. This has to be like the root cause of why I'm feeling this way, right? Like a burnt out system and this foreign object in my body.
Yeah. And I love that you essentially advocated for yourself, because how many women are in this position where they're feeling all of these symptoms, they're being dismissed by their, healthcare professionals, which, Jenny and I are both healthcare professionals, and if there's anything that I know both of us definitely do is advocate for our patients, but not everybody is the same. And for you took the approach of, okay, if you're not going to listen to me, then I'm going to find my own way of figuring out what's going on. Versus I would say the majority of women who may be dismissed over and over and over again by a healthcare professional, and then they just
give up.
They feel lost.
Yeah, I see it a lot. And to be honest, you really, when you're working with doctors, MDs, you have like 7 minutes in their office, and then you're forgotten. No one calls, checks up on you. Like, no one wants to know how you're doing. They'll give you a prescription. They don't follow up. Even some naturopaths, like I've worked with in the past, like they charge you $1,000 on stuff, but they never follow up to see how you're doing. Like, I follow up with my clients all the time. Like, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Like, what's going on? I don't charge you for that. That's just
ethical to me.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like you're forgotten.
Right. It's a human
right.
right.
I feel like you're forgotten, and then you're still frustrated because you're going through even detox symptoms when you're doing all these cleanses and all these things. You're going through all these things. So how do you know you're even getting better when you're feeling worse? So I just feel like you have to be your own advocate for your health. It's really a superpower. I'm going to be honest with you, because it takes up your whole life. Like, that's all I focused on. Like, my husband's like, when is this going to end? Like, it's another cleanse. It's another protocol. And this costs thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and like time that I took away from doing other things. But like, when you feel like shit, my mission is to feel my best and to thrive and to help people feel their best too. So it's really just not a way to live.
Yeah, absolutely. I relate a lot to that, not to breast implant illness at all, because I don't have them. I would say luckily, or maybe not luckily, I have a very big chest. And so I've always wanted to kind of remove some of that tissue. But I'm afraid of surgery. But for me, I relate to you in the advocacy aspect, because at the age of 21, I was diagnosed with a life-threatening blood clot. And if it weren't for my constant push, because I wasn't feeling well, and my gut intuition saying something is wrong, I probably wouldn't be here, because I was dismissed over and over again. I was dismissed in the emergency room, and it was life-threatening. It was traveling to the lungs. So you're right. It takes a toll on you, not just on like your daily life, but everything, mental, emotional. Like, you do dedicate your life to then literally living a life where you know that you can have at least the best of control of what goes into your body, what goes onto your skin, like mentally, what am I feeding, like just all the things. And
All
so
the things. Yep.
yeah, you know, when you say your husband asks like, when does this end? I actually don't think it ever ends. I think this is a constant learning journey and an evolution. And you're right, not everybody gets the opportunity. I always say gets the opportunity to live this way. But when you do, it's enlightening and awakening, and it's beautiful, I would say.
I agree.
It obviously comes with their hardships, right?
For sure.
And learning. But yeah, anyways,
Yeah, and then there are some like positive stories in regards to like practitioners who like do advocate for you.
Oh,
and I
for
would say
sure.
like I've been extremely lucky to have a young doctor who listens to me whenever I feel something. And like I was mentioning earlier on in our chat today, like I started to get breast pain and she sent me for a mammogram. I'm 38 years old and she's like, let's do it. Did a mammogram. They came back super dense. She's like, let's do an ultrasound. Did an ultrasound, and sure enough, they found a tumor. It was, I guess it's ranged on like 1 to 6. Mm-hmm. In March, it was diagnosed as a 3. So it was probably benign, but they said, let's do a follow-up in 6 months. And like, she literally sent me the requisition 1 month before it was due and said, just wanted to remind you, you have your follow-up. And I went for it. I got the results yesterday, and it's now gone down to a level 2. So it
That's
is
great.
a benign tumor that just needs to be monitored. But even that right there has indicated to me I'm making the right decision by having them removed. Because
Yes,
I feel
sure.
like it was a cause because of the incision and the trauma and the scar tissue to why I've now developed that tumor. And any type of tumor can turn into something very serious down the road. So out with it goes.
yeah, I love that. Okay, scary for you, Jenny, a little
Yeah,
bit there.
I had no idea.
Oh, I shit my pants yesterday when I got that report. I was like,
can breathe.
you're scared. It was like,
Yeah.
I was like, I'd rather be opening up test results that I failed rather than having to open up.
Yeah,
For sure.
God, yeah.
I was like all weekend, I was just like, since Wednesday, I was just like on edge because I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then I'm like, I'm going to be a better person. If it comes back negative, I promise, Lord, I'm going to be a better person.
Promise yourself that. That's
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. Anyways, all is good. I would love to know from the time that you discovered breast implant illness and kind of connected with, hey, this is definitely something I feel like I have. From that time to the time that you had your breast implants removed, what was the duration?
A week. No, it was really short. So as soon as I connected the dots, I literally went to this was like my moment where I called literally a few days later and booked the surgery. I was at my mom's house and I was so upset. Like I was lying in her lap, and like for me to lie in my mom's lap and cry, it was like, and she's like stroking my head, and I'm like, I just don't know anymore. Like, but I knew, I just didn't really want to tell her. And she goes, Elana, like having a foreign object in your body can make you feel really unwell. And just her saying that, I was like, okay, then I just felt like this relief of like, okay, it's time. So I literally, one of my clients gave me her surgeon. I interviewed him actually before. I just wasn't sure if I was like, it's like that whole thing of like, what are they going to look like? But as soon as I was in that moment, I was like, they're going out. They're coming out. Don't really care. It's time. So it was literally like within a couple weeks. And then my appointment was like a month later.
So
That's amazing.
was there like an official diagnosis, or was it more of like an enlightenment from your mom essentially and your intuition that's like, I'm done, this is enough?
It was my intuition, but also just my mom's like we're not that close like that. And again, I never told her I had them. She just knew, like you could tell. But it was just like the stamp. Like it was just like, it's time. Like your mom, that's your mom's support.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to say it. She doesn't have to know, but she supports you. And that's kind of what I think I really just needed to hear, is that like I had support, even though my husband supported me. My friends did, but it's my mom. Like I just needed to know, like that one last thing, I feel like that was it. So as soon as that moment happened, it was like, okay, I'm ready. Like it's done. I don't need these anymore. I don't care. I don't even care what they look like anymore. I'm at a point in my life, I just want my health back.
And how long did you have your implants in?
Over 17 years.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You
So
never, sorry, you never had them like 17 years.
Okay, so when I
You're
first,
supposed
yeah, I
to.
had them done twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But not the implant itself was the same implant.
You,
So-
you used it again, the same
Yeah,
one.
so what happened was I was having pain. So there was like, I guess there was some scar tissue. So I went to a different doctor and I told him, and he said, let's redo them and I'll remove the scar tissue and I'll clean up your scarring, because I had a lift too when I had them done. I just wasn't happy with them, with the way they looked and how they felt, obviously. So he redid them. They felt better in that sense, but I still had breast pain. And then that was like 4 or 5 years after I had them originally done. And then you have to have them replaced. Like,
Every
they
10
say,
years.
yeah, but no one does it. I know people who had them in for 30 years already. No
Oh
one replaces
my.
them. Like, it's just, they
Yeah.
don't. Like, they just don't. The doctors will tell you, like, oh, if there's nothing wrong with them, don't replace them. No, you replace them.
yeah.
So regardless, I would have to replace them if I was going to keep them, but I didn't want them anymore.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so can you describe the explant surgery like itself and then the recovery process after that?
Sure. So there is 3 types of removal. There's en bloc, there's total capsulectomy, sorry, I have a hard time saying that, and there's partial. You want either an en bloc or you want a total. So what en bloc is, they remove the implant with the capsule in one piece. There's no broken pieces at all, so nothing can spill or leak out. So it's like a balloon on top of your balloon that's not broken. A total capsulectomy is when they remove it in pieces, but they still remove everything. So there's nothing left in your body that's foreign, or there's no scar tissue and there's no capsule. Partial is when they remove just pieces, and they
Why would
might
they do
leave
that?
some. So in some cases, you can't remove it all because the doctor is just not experienced enough, doesn't care enough, or it's attached to your ribs, or you're like, they're worried they're going to puncture your lungs. So that's what happened to me, is the scar, like your capsule, my capsule is very thin, so it couldn't be removed in en bloc, so one piece. So they had to remove it in pieces. And he was worried that he was going to puncture my lungs removing it because it was really thin and really close. So he removed it all in pieces. And what you want is you want a doctor to remove it all, not leave anything, have documentation of it, have pictures of it, and then do a report to test for any bacteria, fungus, mold, and have a report to show you at the end what that is. Because you don't want to just take someone's word for granted that they removed everything. And you might not heal properly. So if you have Bill, you want to make sure everything has been removed.
So,
Wow.
sorry, I have a quick question, because
Yeah.
now I'm deep in it, right? Like I'm prepared.
Yeah.
Preparing. When you say molds, like how the hell does molds get in there?
So you have to think that it's like, it's a foreign object that's made of like all these different heavy metals, plastics, all sorts of things, right? And then inside you can grow mold.
Yeah, okay. I honestly never thought, because okay.
I had high levels of mercury in my body. I had to do like chelation for months. That was thousands of dollars. I did
Dangerous.
mold protocols. Yeah, I did it all. And I had to do it after again too. So I did it before and I did it after.
That's wild.
And then with the explant, it's safe to do like a lift after. Just I know, because I'm interested in getting the lift with like doing a fat transfer, because obviously I'm scared like to
So
see what you're gonna look like after.
Oh, for sure. So I would suggest doing the lift at the same time as your explant, so that you're not going back for another surgery. But it also depends how complicated your surgery is. If you have a smooth surgery and he's not, doing a lot of scraping to get those capsules off, I would say it's a good thing. But if he did a lot of trauma and then you're adding more surgical procedures to the mix, like a fat transfer, they usually say to wait 8 weeks after, or a certain amount of time after. I don't know if it's 8 weeks, but that's what I was told at the time, to see what happens and let your body heal a bit, or even 3 months, I think it was, before doing the next surgery. Because it's a lot of trauma on your body.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work, so you kind of want to like heal from one thing before you start healing from another. But again, if your surgery goes smooth, then maybe it is a good time to do it. So I think having a trustworthy surgeon, I would discuss that with him before. But also have a protocol in place for healing, because healing is just as you know, it's very important to make sure your drainage pathways are open. You know, you're on a like anti-inflammatory diet, that you're getting the vitamins and minerals in your body that you need to heal properly, that you're not on all the pain meds, that you're on like maybe a holistic approach to it, because that all does affect how you do heal.
And when you woke up from surgery, did you feel different?
So that's the thing, like some people do not, they feel worse. I felt like a whole new person. I remember, I don't know if it was the anesthesia wearing off, like, but for days after, I was like, this fog lifted. Inflammation went down within weeks. My body started to heal. I felt like myself again. It happened really quick for me. Again, I still had a lot of healing to do because they were in me for a very long time and created like a lot of chaos for me. So thyroid healing still had to continue. I got off all the medication and I healed naturally. So like I did it in steps. It took years to get 100%. I'm still like, I'm working through other things, but like getting them out, like it was night and day.
Yeah, it was the catapult to getting your health back, essentially.
Yeah.
Now, hearing you guys talk about all of this and like all the things that you're now dealing with, have dealt with, the surgery, all the things, even hearing that, you know, they have to take it out in parts or scrape, all that, was any of this communicated when you go, you know, to a surgeon and say, I want breast implants? Does anybody ever say like, hey, you can talk about, yeah, let's get you breast implants, but here are the things that could happen after? You guys are nodding your head. I'm like mortified. Mortified.
Yep. They say safe, totally safe. Don't even have to replace them. When I went, I was so young. I never asked the right questions. You know what I mean? Like, I just wanted, I didn't even need them. Like, I didn't even need them. I had big boobs at the time. I didn't need them, but they don't talk to you about that at all. Now it might be a little bit different depending on where you go. I know that there are really good surgeons out there that do talk about complications. Like there is one doctor that, you know, talks about it a lot that I even still listen to just so that I'm up to date with what's happening. Because again, if I have a client that comes to me, at least I know what the current protocols are, what certain doctors are doing, who I would suggest, like, you know, stuff like that. Then no one even spoke about it. Like, I don't even think it was a thing then.
Yeah.
I have a friend who also explanted, oh my gosh, ages ago. So she had them in for about 10 years. Very similar story to yours. In the fitness industry, did competitions, all the things, became a personal instructor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so very, very similar stories. She's 5 foot. If I'm 5'2", she's probably like 5'1", if that. So she's short like me.
And me.
And she had these massive implants put in when she was young. And she says that it's very similar to you. Her intuition just said, everything that's wrong with you right now is your implants. Went and got them explanted, and she's one of those people that says, woke up and was like, I was just reborn. And her whole life has changed from that, and it's wild to see how, like, you become a different person after you have an explant. And I'm not saying that the process is easy, because I'm hearing it from you guys, clearly it's not easy. Not an easy decision to come to, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, and
For sure.
Crazy.
They say that 80 to 90% of people who explant have symptoms relieved. That's like a big percentage. Like I looked it up to double check to make sure like those numbers were correct. And I mean, there is a small percentage that probably has other autoimmune things going on. Again, like things can overlap and show up as the same. And that's where you kind of have to really make sure you're doing the work to make sure what is what. But it definitely is a trigger.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So what was the process to finding like the right surgeon to do the explant? Because like I know that there are specific people who specialize in it, who are super involved with this type of illness. Did you have to like go above and beyond to find somebody? Did you find it quite easy? And were you happy with the surgeon themselves at the end of your journey?
So when I did it, there wasn't a lot of doctors even talking about it, so it wasn't a thing, right? So for me to go to a doctor and tell them I think I have Bill, they're like, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
So the choices were very slim picking then, because you want to have a doctor that believes in you or might not agree, but understands that it could potentially be your breast implants, you know, and going on just not aesthetics, but for health. Like it's one thing to go to a doctor for aesthetics. It's another thing to go to a doctor for health.
Yeah.
And I see the difference in a lot of doctors. And the doctor I was going to go to, there was just something that didn't sit right with me. And I was talking to a client and she said, why don't you go to my doctor? He's amazing. He does body transformations for people who've lost a lot of weight. So he's really into the reconstruction of things. So if you need something reconstructed, this is the guy to go to. I was like, okay, let's check it out. I went, I fell in love with him. He was just, his bedside manner was just so calm. And he's like, I didn't necessarily think like he believed everything. He's like, you'll probably be back after you have kids. But he was like, no, let's do this. And I told him my concerns and he's like, nope, we're going to do it. We're going to do it your way, whatever you need. Tell me what you need, like the documentation, what you want to be tested for, the pictures. He did it all for me.
That's great.
And he's like, if you need a lift after, we can talk about it, but let's just get you feeling better.
And are you comfortable sharing who the surgeon is?
Yeah, of course, Dr. Egghouse. He's in Ajax.
Okay.
He's
Oh,
wonderful.
you sent me to him.
Did you go to him?
I went for a consult years ago when I first started getting symptoms. Like, what, 4 years ago, I think?
Yeah, I love him. He's just so amazing, and I just felt really connected with him. And I remember after the surgery, when I went back to get the bandage removed, like, I was like, okay, like, what are they gonna look like? Am I gonna like, what are these things gonna look like? I remember looking at my husband as like the bandage were coming off, could see his reaction, because that reaction would tell me if I need like another surgery to reconstruct. And he's kind of had like this smile on his face. So I was like, thank God. So then I was able to look down and I was like, thank God I don't need anything else. Like, I was like, because I had the lift before, I didn't need another lift. The only thing that was different was that I didn't have the volume on top. Again, my implants weren't huge. It was just, I had more volume. So I don't care about the volume. I just want to make sure that they're not like deformed or, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, mission accomplished. And then we got the results back. I didn't have any mold. I didn't have any bacteria, which was great. But yeah, I loved him. And then I just never looked back to look into any other doctors for anybody else. Like I mean, there is one that I would send people to, and that wouldn't be in Canada. That would be in Austin, Texas, because he specializes in breast implant illness, and he is like the talk. Yeah, and a doctor I know who got her implants taken out actually flew there to Austin, stayed there for 2 weeks, got her breast implants taken out with him. I really, really like, if you're here, I would suggest Egghouse. If you're willing to travel, I would suggest Dr. Robert Whitfield.
I love that.
Good information.
Wow, this is wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want people to know about breast implant illness? I know it's a very general, large question.
That it's real. You don't need a test to tell you that it's real. Like your health story, like my health story confirmed it. Like thousands of other women as well just confirm it. You don't need to do a test to confirm it. If something doesn't feel right in your body, it's not right. It's like when you eat something.
Yeah.
Like, you know right away if it feels right. Like if you feel bloated, gassy, unwell, like uncomfortable, you just know it doesn't love you back. Like I know people who have breast implants and don't have issues. Or maybe they do, they just didn't connect the dots, or maybe not yet. But any foreign object in your body, it's like a ticking time bomb. You don't know when it's going to go off.
I have a little question that's actually not on here. I just thought about it right now. Do you think that society has a role to play specifically for women in terms of the, let's say, societal expectations on beauty standards for women of causing, you know, these things to happen, but also not diving in deep enough to show people, like specifically women, hey, this could happen. You have X, Y, Z that could be a result of you getting all of these aesthetic procedures. And I know we're talking breast implant illness right now, but I'm talking more so like on the general spectrum. I know the answer to this, but I'm assuming we're going to have the same answer.
Absolutely. Yep. I mean, I fell for it too. Like all the procedures, and especially every day there's a new one, like telling you that you're not pretty enough, good enough, thin enough. Like it never ends. And that's where you have to really be connected with who you are and be at peace with who you are as a person and connected to with your body, and like not look for outside validation. It's wild out there. And even just like the injections now, and it's just like, it's never ending. We're just like fed these stories. But I think social media is showing both. Like I feel like if you're in the right algorithm, you'll see like all the negatives to a lot of things. And then if you're in the wrong algorithm, you're seeing like so much of like, you need to get this done. You need to get this injection. You need to get breast implants, butt lifts. You need to get liposuction. Now it's everybody's on facelifts and neck lifts
Yeah.
and eye bluff. Like, I don't even know what it's called. Eye bluffs. I don't even know what it is
Yeah.
when you get their eyelids done. Like,
Yeah.
it's always something, but there's always somebody else showing the other side of it. And I feel like you have to be guided from yourself and what aligns with you as a person. And I'm not against taking care of yourself and making yourself the best version of yourself, but when does it end? Like, what is really, like, what is the work you got to do inside to really feel at peace in your body with who you are and not look for outside things to change all the time?
I love that because I very much connect with that. And it's not to say that I, haven't thought about like injections or fillers or any of that. I think it looks great. I have so many people in my circle who get it done, but I've really gotten deep into like where is this coming from for women? And yes, society and social media has a part to play in it. But if you look at my social media versus, one of my friends' social media, yes, our algorithm is completely different. I'm not being fed any of this, but it's because I've actually, obviously searched for different alternatives. I've searched for health conscious things, but that does come with some sort of awakening inside of your body, inside of your mind, of saying like, do I need the validation of other people? And that comes from the, let's say, procedures that people are getting done. And I'm not bashing the procedures. Like you, I'm very much like, if you feel like this is going to enhance yourself and your self-confidence, great. But deep down inside, and this is going to be a hard pill for some people to swallow, I actually believe that you don't 100% love yourself to your full capacity if you are still considering these things, because why are you wanting to constantly change what you look like? Like, nothing about women needs to be fixed, and that is something that I think a lot of women feel in their head is like, well, I gotta fix this, well, I gotta fix this, well, I gotta fix this, well, I gotta fix this. Well, why do you need to fix it? There's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah, it's because we're taught that we're supposed to look a certain way as we age, and I think as we age, there's just something beautiful about also aging that they've taken away from us. Yeah. Because I look at my mom and she's never done a thing, like, and she'll never do a thing. And, like, there's something beautiful about aging, and they've just stripped it away and made it like awful, and that like we shouldn't age, and that we should never have these features of like
expression or
and I fell for it too. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I've been there, I've done it. Like, but then I started reading like what's happening to people from doing all these procedures too. And that's very scary because I don't want to jeopardize my health again.
Yeah, never. Agreed.
Yeah, so there's a lot of natural things people are doing too now that are like really amazing. It just takes time, and a lot of people don't want to do the work. They want the quick, easy fix, and they don't care. And that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not judging, but there are ways to, like, just age a little more gracefully, like, which is fine too. Like, I believe you should take care of yourself, not let yourself go.
Yes.
But I don't think we need to make ourselves feel like shit if we're not doing the latest, craziest procedure.
Yeah. Exactly.
Agreed. Are there common symptoms or patterns that people should look for? So if we have any listeners on here who possibly could be experiencing this but don't really know what to look for.
So this is where I would say, like, if you have fatigue, joint pain, sensitivity to light, chemicals, food, gut issues, skin issues, hair loss, inflammation, like, if you're having any of those symptoms, it's time to look deeper and start doing some functional lab testing. Go to a doctor, get your blood work done up, see your inflammation markers, start there. Test for Lyme right away. I would say test for Lyme. Test your thyroid. Do a gut analysis, like get a gut test done. Test for mold. Test for heavy metals. Like, I mean, you don't have to do it all at once because it's really expensive, but you can do it in stages. Like, wean out things. Because, again, I really do feel like it's this toxic overload in your body that does trigger these symptoms to come on. And if you keep filling up your bucket with all these things, Botox, stress, like especially stress, like it just compounds and compounds. And then you have like all these other toxic products you're taking and watching the news. Like, this is all stress on your body, right? So you kind of have to like strip back the layers and see like what is causing these symptoms to come up.
And are these tests that like people can work with you?
Yeah, for sure. You could,
because of the specialty that you've studied and just also with your experience as well.
Yep. So I also work with a naturopathic doctor as well that can do some other testing that I'm not able to do. I have a team that I work with, so if somebody comes to me with something, I can guide them towards somebody else out of my scope of service. But I do all the functional lab testing myself, and I know how to read it, and then I know the protocols to give you for it.
Amazing.
So it's like I'm a one-stop shop.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Oh, and where can people find you? So do you have social media where they can find you?
Yeah, so I'm rebranding right now on my Integrative Health Goddess page, and you can find me there. And I just started a new brand with a really dear friend of mine called Non-Toxic Bitch, and we're going to be launching in September. Yeah, and that's going to be really, really fun and a passion project of ours that we decided that we're going to explore.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now,
Great. Wow.
This might be a little spicy question for you. How do you handle critics that tell you that this isn't real?
I don't. I really don't. Good. I really don't. It's just noise. I block it all out. If they're curious and they want to ask me questions, it's totally open. But when people say it's bullshit, I just, okay, you do you, boo. Like, no, I don't entertain that. You know, the stories speak volumes. There's thousands of women who talk about it. So, like, it's not bullshit.
Yeah, I also believe we're all energetic frequencies living in this paradigm, and I think this is my woo-woo stuff, Jen.
I love it. Do you see the smile that came on my face? I'm like, she's speaking my language.
Yeah. So I believe the same thing you do. You know, when critics come with whatever, I'm just like, why would I even feed into that energy that doesn't even deserve any energy? Because where energy goes, energy flows, and I agree. Like, no thanks, hard pass.
Even growing up, I never cared what people thought. I remember, like, when I started this journey, people were like, you're crazy. Like, you are, like, the things you're doing are crazy. Like, parasite cleansing and, like, heavy metal detoxing. And, like, no one knew it back then. Now, a lot of people are talking about it, like, in the health world, so it's good. But, like, people are like, like, why do you need to do that? Like, you're crazy. You're woo-woo. And I'm like, all right. Like, I don't care.
Woo it is.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so we can start wrapping things up. Obviously, respecting your times. Jenny, you want to ask final questions?
So what would you say to someone who's struggling but hasn't connected the dots just yet?
Again, I would go back and find a practitioner that has worked with people with similar situations that you're going through and is able to guide you and that you trust and that you feel comfortable with to explore and be by your side while you do it. And that's why I find the hardest is someone that is actually by your side while you're doing it and just not taking your money and throwing supplements at you. I feel like there's a big disconnect with a lot of practitioners out there that are just selling stuff, selling tests, but they're not really there to guide you. They're just there to throw all this stuff at you. And you need to feel comfortable with who you're working with. And maybe you just reach out to somebody who experienced it and you just ask them questions on social media. I mean, that's what I did, right? Like, I joined a group and I started, listening to stories and hearing what people were going through. And I just found like a community that I could relate to. And that's where it started. And then you start hearing about doctors who, work with people. And then you just kind of find one that you align with. I think you have to find someone that you align with. That's the most important thing because I worked with a lot of doctors I didn't align with. And I think that's also an issue because, it's not the same path that you want to go on. You're just listening to someone that has more education than you, but you don't necessarily agree with their ways.
I mean, more education than you on paper.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in trouble for saying that, but we all know.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
And then I just wanted to just add in here because I just decided to look it up. So years ago, you had told me to look up breast implant illness and healing by Nicole on Facebook.
Yep.
And they have now over 200,000 members on here of people talking about their symptoms and posting before and afters, but also basically looking for people to root them on when they're getting them taken out. And what a community it is.
Huge.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that there's a community. It's sad that there's this many
support, right? Like you're not alone.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I did it, I was pretty much alone, like until I found that page, right? So you're not alone. There's so many people out there that are going through the same thing. And now there's doctors that do work with people and there's doctors that, are removing breast implants that agree to the same thing. So it's a much bigger thing now than it was years ago. And I'm really happy to see that there's way more support. So
yeah. And I would say too, like, I think you might agree with what I'm about to say, but I think that when you're going through something like this and you're seeing or you're feeling all the symptoms, and okay, let's say you've now taken the proactive steps. So I've found a group. I'm now feeling more validated in what I'm feeling. I'm trying to advocate for myself. I think you have to also think about your overall toxic load,
Yeah.
right? And like you just said, it comes down to everything. And, I think with my social media content, I harp on this so much. And it's like, it's not just what you eat. Yes, obviously, nutrition is, oh my God, one of the highest things that we should be focused on. But it's also all the things that we consume, mindset wise, music, like so much.
Everything. Music.
Everything.
Recently,
Yeah,
the
music.
last year, the music, I'm like, and I'm seeing like, throw this off topic a bit, but like things are getting demonic. And I'm like,
Yes, very.
no, I'm not playing that in my house, in my car,
Yeah.
around my family. Like even the outfits that they come out on stage with.
Yeah, hard pass to all that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, negative 10 experience for me. No, thank you. And it's everything, right?
It's everything. It's what
products
we
that
eat.
you're consuming. Yes.
It's eat,
Everything.
what we're putting on our skin, what we're listening to, who we're hanging out with.
Yes.
Yeah.
What we're watching, our social media, even if it's like just popping up on our screen, like you have
Yeah.
those images all day in your head. You go to bed with them, you wake up with them. Like, I don't need to know. Right now, we're in a world where like we've never known so much.
Yeah,
So
it's
now
too
we're
much.
seeing it's too much, which causes
totally.
stress, right? So whether you realize it or not, it's stress.
Absolutely. And I would say, like, the reason I brought this up and to tie it into, VII is if you wanted to take some proactive steps without, like, oh my God, this is too overwhelming for me, I can't do all the things, there are certain things that you can take control of right now in order to start detoxing your energetic field. Right.
Absolutely.
And it starts with everything that we just said. And, I'm sure that you can find Elana on social media. I'll definitely put her contact in the show notes and we'll link all of that. So, oh my God, this has been incredible.
Very
Thank you
great.
so much. You guys are
Oh, I
awesome.
love this. Love this.
Yes.
We're so woo-woo together. I love
Yeah,
it.
I love it.
Amazing.
All right.
Elena, is there anything you'd like to say to finish this off or, kind of give
Thank you
last
for
words of
having
encouragement?
me. This is
Our
awesome.
pleasure.
Love you guys.
Yeah,
I love you.
Ben, I'm here for you. I didn't
know.
realize what was going
We're
on.
gonna
but
talk. We're gonna talk.
I'm taking
October
you for
2nd,
lunch,
baby.
girl. Yeah.
All right.
All right,
well,
guys.
thanks for everybody who tuned in today. We look forward to our next round of guests. So, anyways, Elena, thank you so much.
Thank you,
This
guys.
was an absolute pleasure. And I'm sure everyone listening today is going to take so much away from this.
Thank you.
Bye.